Welcome, everybody, to another episode of DCF Live, broadcasting to you guys from the DCF studio here on Friday, May 26th, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode. Let's go ahead and see who we have here so far in the chat today. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up here. Twisted AG, I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. So excited to have you. Patrick Willis, always good to see you. Creative Wreck, Night Owl Dante, how you doing, buddy? Minky Arts, this is exciting. First time I've been able to catch a live. Awesome. Welcome. Super excited to have all of you guys. I thought today it would be fun to go ahead and review some Instagrams. We haven't really done that. Dedicate sort of an episode to reviewing. And, that's something sometimes maybe we do at the end of an episode, but I thought that would be pretty cool to do here today. I can't believe it's already Friday. It's been a week since the DCF Experience number 4. 4 of them in the books. Boy, oh boy, that is just... it's one of those things that truly is hard for me to put into words because it's sort of something that... It's such a dream come true that it was almost too big for me to ever even dream that I would be able to do something like this. Actually host a course that people come in from literally all around the world to Chicago to come spend a weekend with me and other creatives in a room is like, how do you put that into words? It's unreal, and it's a dream come true, and it's so boy oh boy, it motivates me to no end. Like the high that I get coming off of those, it's such a recharge that I can't wait to get into my studio and start creating after spending after spending a weekend in a room with all these other creatives. So we will be hosting another one here soon. It's going to be in August, the weekend of August 11th, 12th, and 13th. If anybody's interested, you can go ahead and check that out at the link in the description. This one will also be here in Chicago, but it's a 3-day weekend. I'm going to post the link here in the chat too for anybody interested. It's a 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We provide absolutely everything for you that you could ever need to attend. So you get 2 pairs of shoes, Air Forces Vans, an airbrushing compressor set that's yours to take home, tons and tons of Angelus paint, tons of stencils, brushes, just all the equipment that you could ever need. And it's an absolutely great time. And we had another sold out class, the 4th one. And boy, oh boy, did we have some amazing pairs that were created. Some stuff that I'm really, really excited to share with you guys. And I just have a couple quick pictures that I want to share as well from the event. Some stuff that is really cool. I mean, like I said, all of the pairs that ended up being made, amazing. Just in terms of looking at all 4 classes, this one, the final pairs, far and away some of the most unreal ones that was able to get accomplished during the weekend. So let me go ahead just real quickly. I want to go ahead, flip through some of these pictures before we dive into today. So let me switch over here. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Switch over. Screen. Minimize this. Audio still good. You guys should still hear me. So here we have a really cool group shot with the 17 attendees. Anthony from Lucia Footwear Co. came to help out. Nick back here from Fresh Coast Kicks actually attended one of our courses previously, and he's gone on to do really cool things. So he's up in Detroit. He came back down to help. Of course, my wife Brittany here. Chris Nardi, who you guys have seen here on the channel, I've spoken about many times, and my brother Daniel in the back, along with all the attendees and the pairs that they made. And there is some I mean, it's so cool because you have such a wide range of stuff. People that are airbrushing for the first time, people that have never painted on shoes before for the first time, people that want to test out crazy stencil tricks and things like that. So just looking at this picture, you can see there's a really wide array of things that were made. I'm going to quickly just skip through a couple other ones. Here we have a pair from Jacob. His handle is down here at the bottom, Nerd Rage Goods, and he was doing this downright savage Ninja Turtle pair that I can't wait to see when he finishes them. He's still got a little bit of work to do with the characters and whatnot, but the melting cheese on that eye stay panel, the characters already look really cool. He did the sewer as well on the back heel tab, so those are looking awesome. There's the little charm that he's going to put on them, the little, not aglet, what's it called? Dubray. There you go. And I know he told me that he had gotten that pizza from something else and put it on a Dubray. I can't remember where he got that from, but really clever. Something that's definitely going to add to the theme. Here's a really cool pair of Nike Blazers from Joyce. Her handle is at Colorlicious Customs. She's actually attending the DCF Experience for the second time, and this time she really wanted to learn how she could get an image like this pop art woman to come to life on her shoes. So would we do something, whether it be a multi-layer stencil, or would we do an image transfer technique? And so we worked through that, and those turned out really, really cool. It's going to be a great pop art theme. Here we have Loida with a really cool pair of Dominican Jordan 1 lows. This is using the technique that you guys might have seen me use. I'm trying to think of in which videos. Certainly the video where I do a text trick on like an Oklahoma Jordan 2, where you're painting, since you can see all of the imagery, the tiny little logos or icons are a darker color. So what we do is we paint the entire shoe that darker color first, and then cover up that darker color with the stencils. So the little baseball, the platano, and all of these other little icons and images, some that she even drew up from sort of Dominican culture. And then we do the lighter red color on top. And so she was also working on a pair of cleats over the weekend too at the same time. So really cool. I could literally walk through every single pair that was done, but I'm just showing you a couple quick highlights. Here we have Claudia's artistry with a really cool pair of the inspiration image she had was a pair of Air Max 90s, I want to say, from Serato. So that really colorful rainbow galaxy. And she crushed these. First time doing airbrushing. And that doesn't look like the first time airbrushing. We did a tutorial with everybody on the colored lightning and how to use the stencils, how you would make neon colors pop against darker backgrounds. So against some of these darker blues and whatnot. Just some amazing pairs. These are going to be in a video soon. This is a color changing pair in that all of the floral right now when it's indoors, even though he's up against these big windows, the floral is still very white. But as soon as these get outdoors, all of that floral turns into a really nice pink. And you could still separate it from the background of the shoe is actually a little bit closer to lilac than it is in the photo here. So there's still a degree of separation between the floral and the background. But when these get outdoors, they're really cool. So we played around with some color changing pigments as well. Here we have just a killer gradient from a mint to a nice lilac color to a darker purple. The swoosh and back heel tab have this, what is the purple pearlescent called? Prince Purple. Oh boy, so many cool pairs, so many cool pairs. Here's a look at the classroom. I think this might have been right before our airbrush demo. And you could see everybody with their desk just completely loaded with all this stuff that they get. I mean, from the compressors to all of the supplies. It's a great time. It's a great time. Here I'm walking through potentially all of the things, all the troubleshooting that you need to do if your airbrush is to ever clog. And now after doing more of these, I think it becomes easier and easier as I grow as sort of a host, a teacher, a leader per se, in that I can already see what issues are going to arise with people that are airbrushing for the first time and how we need to troubleshoot. And just the more you do it, with anything. Hopefully you become better at it. You know what I mean? So hopefully I can become a better teacher, leader, and host, and make sure that everybody's able to airbrush without stopping throughout the weekend. You know what I mean? Without running into any major hiccups. But it's good that those hiccups do occur so that you can learn what you need to do on your own and how you would troubleshoot your airbrush if anything does go wrong. And what are the first places that you need to check just for simple things like tip dry and dried up paint, on your needle, all those little things. Or if you let the paint sit in the cup for too long, just all of those little things, walking through those and making sure that you're able to, keep moving, because there's nothing worse than when you're airbrushing and you're working on an important project and then you have a really pesky clog that just stops you dead in your tracks and you can't continue on. You have to break down the airbrush and try to find where the clog is. This was during the lightning tutorial. So usually for something like that, what I'll do is I'll offer the attendee, student always sounds like a weird word to say for me. Do you want me to do one of the shoes and then you'll do the other, but I'll do it first and you could I'll walk you through exactly what I'm doing. So for this lightning one, I did the left shoe here and then Claudia worked on the other shoe. So everybody gathers around. Hey, even if you're not doing color lightning on your shoe today, this is something this is a technique that you may want to employ somewhere down the line. So if you're interested or if you need to keep working, go ahead. But if you're interested, come check out this little demo we're doing over here. So yeah, just a great time. Can't believe it's already been a week and still just, not recovering from it, but still it's just such a high that I come off of that the week after is always takes a little bit just for me to get back in the swing of things here. So let's see what you guys are saying here. TPJ second gen says, is there a problem when you heat dry coats? I noticed you replied to my comment on your community tab. Yeah, so when it comes to heat setting the paint, is there an issue inherently? Not necessarily, but could it be if you were to heat set too much? Yes, it's always going to be better when we're just talking about Angelus leather paint and leather shoes, Air Forces, for example. It's better to just let them air dry. That's going to be the best method for you. Whereas if you're heat setting, what's going to happen is you'll dry it to touch on the top of the layer, but the bottom of the layer isn't necessarily getting the proper time to cure, whether it's to the base or to the layer of paint underneath. So that's just something that you need to be considerate of. You know what I mean? That it's always going to be better to just let air dry rather than anything else. Now, I know sometimes time is a factor or whatever else the case is, but when you can, it's best to just let things air dry for 20 to 30 minutes or so. Mickey Arts here says, you inspired me to start painting shoes during lockdown. Thank you so much. Very cool. Appreciate you turning in, Mickey Arts, and appreciate you watching all these years later. Very cool. Very cool. Those are some clean customs. Thank you, Tyron. Yep, all of those were they turned out really, really cool. Nate River here says, can we see what you use to ink the fine lines on the DBZ shoes? I tried the toothpick, as you said, but paint wasn't loading that well and getting on the shoe. Yeah, so for 99% of those, I used a toothpick. The other, if I need to do something else, if I need to pull a longer straight line, I typically just use their Craft Smart detail brushes. So like a size 0 round, or the other brand. Let me see if I can quickly grab them, if I have any laying out. Yeah, so I'll usually use like a size 0 round of the blue ones from Craft Smart. Let me grab those. So these are just that you could pick up in the value packs from Michaels. And then same with, I think the one I'm using in that video, because I had to look, was this brand Artist Loft here. Same thing, just a value pack from Michaels. Trying not to put it, if I raise it too high, it gets blocked by the light. But just a value pack that you can pick up there of detail brushes. And this one looks like, let's see what this one is. Looks similar to what I use. So this is a 5/0 round. Oh, got to change the battery real quick. One sec, guys. There we go. So yeah, nothing special, nothing crazy at all in terms of how expensive the brushes are or anything like that. TPJ says, after using my Badger, I always put some cleaner in the cup until I use it for another day. Absolutely. Yep. Always do that as well. Great tip. Great tip. What's the best shoe you have customized? If I had to pick one, I would probably say at this point it would be between maybe the Dragon Ball Z pair that I recently did for Gallery Sakura last year, or maybe the Scottie Pippen Jordan ones, or maybe the Kobe Jordan ones, one of the portraits I did. That's what I would say. One of those. One of those. Let's see. My man Neek says best customs his Scottie Pippins. He would say, "Yep, knew me before." A lot of my answers probably some people can predict. Let's see. Do you have any plans to move into fabrication, deconstruction, customization? I can't say definitively yes. It's something that I would like to learn. Decon and recon. I have a sewing machine. Never opened it, but I've had it for 2 years now. Signed up for the Shoe Surgeon's online course, but being the terrible student that I am, haven't even logged in since buying that, and that was January of 21. So just, it's one of those things for me where I know to do it, I need to set aside a month to just practice doing it every single day and let that be the only thing that I worry about. So that's how I know my brain would best learn, by just literally sleeping and breathing it for a month straight. So Patrick Willis says, do you think you tried that marbling tutorial that I posted in the Discord? Yeah, I would love to. I did check that out. I have seen the baby wipes method before for marbling. I have actually tried it with my airbrush. It didn't work as well as it did in the video. I'm sure a lot of people get frustrated because they probably think this from my videos, that it looks easier in the video, but then when you try it, it might not be as easy. So that's what I felt was sort of what happened to me with marbling before. I can't even remember, but it was on a pair that wasn't even for a big project or anything that I did a YouTube video on or anything like that. But I have tried the baby wipes marbling trick before, and it didn't work as well as it did in that video. But I would like to try it again because I certainly would like to do my own marbling tutorial. You know what I mean? I know for anybody who doesn't know, Kira made this. Another great artist in the sneaker community has just really put a stamp on making marbling almost like her own thing with how good she does it. So I would love to find a way to create a tutorial on it, but not doing it exactly how she does it, make it look different still per se. Would love to be able to do that. So we're going to be going on year 3 since I've started. Very cool, man. Very cool. 3 years. Flies by quick. Flies by quick. Wow, so you were pretty early on when we had you featured on reviewing your customs, because that was already a couple years ago. So pretty crazy that pair was that early on in your journey, the video game pair. Can we see the shoe cleaner you use? I don't use any special shoe cleaner at all. I'm not typically working on used shoes. But I found anytime I've had to clean shoes in the past, you know, Jason Mark, Rejuvenator, any of those standard sneaker cleaners totally get the job done. Tyrone says, any tips on stepping out of your comfort zone for customs? I've been customizing since 2018, and I feel like I haven't done anything out of this world. So for me, Tyrone, what worked was where I feel like I really did something way outside of my element was I'm not sure if you had a chance to see this video, but I know you've heard me talk about it before here in the live chats. I set aside an entire month to practice painting portraits every day, something that was a weak point of mine. And at the end of it, I really wanted to do that because I had a Kobe piece that was commissioned to do. And I thought that that would be the sort of perfect culmination of practicing for a whole month doing it on a pair of shoes. Now I practiced on canvases, mainly on canvases, and to just get a feel for doing portraits. And that's where I just knew that I did something that was well outside of my comfort zone. So literally just trying to set aside time to learn something entirely new than what you've done before. I hadn't done realism portraits before. Anytime I had to do something like that, there was still almost like a little bit of a cartoony look to when I've had to paint portraits prior to that experiment, which is 3 years ago now. So that's what I would do, man. Just try to take on something that is way outside of what you've done before. You know what I mean? Maybe it's painting realism like that, you know? Maybe you try painting realism or painting just a totally new style, American traditional tattooing style on an entire pair of shoes. Maybe that's something that you've never done before, but maybe a new technique like that could teach you something totally new. So could be worth it, man. It certainly was worth it to me to just try something so different, and that was one of the most valuable things I've ever done. It's a truly a shame that I haven't forced myself to do that again. And I just spoke about it, but I know that would be the best way for me to learn something like deconstructing shoes by just spending every day for an entire month worried about that. Ba-ba-ba. Let's see here. Twisted AG says, what's your best judgment ratio on airbrushing paint to thinner? I usually go 60 to 50 paint and thinner. So just in my opinion, that's just far too much thinner. Whereas, you have to understand that the more too thin you add, the more you're diluting the paint. You know what I mean? And you're sort of changing the chemical makeup. It might not be as strong, might not bond as well long term, and you're not going to get as strong coverage by adding that much thinner. So if I just had to ballpark, just a best judgment, usually you're going to be somewhere around 20 to 30% because Angelus paints are getting thinner and thinner as well. Whereas before you might have had to go maybe a little bit higher, but nowadays the paint's pretty thin where you could be sometimes less than 20%. So that's what I would say. Okay, chat is flying here today. Let me try to get caught up. We're gonna do some Instagram reviews here soon, so let me know who's interested. Yep, Jacob's right here. If you're using New Angeles paints, you can get away with about 20% too thin. BN, what would you say is the most difficult point in the process of customizing a shoe? Most difficult point? The most difficult point. So I'm not going to say, I guess it's either between what happens beforehand when you're designing the shoe, or I guess just executing the theme, but that's more big picture. Whereas I'm not going to say it's prep. I'm not going to say it's base coating, anything like that. Just the most difficult is it totally depends on the theme. You know what I mean? It totally depends on the theme because, if you're somebody who just does clean colorway customization, somebody like a Malcolm Garrett, at what point of that process where you're doing color blocking would you consider very difficult? None of it really. once you've done it so many times. But he's great because his designs are so on point, like his imagination, his creativity, how he comes up with the designs. That would be the hardest point for him. And then I guess if you took like somebody like Sean from Color Me Fresh, for example, again, it's also about having a great design to start. So I guess the more I think about it, I just keep ending up with it's about coming up with a good design. And then the execution, that just comes with experience and doing more and more and knowing the different techniques and whatnot. So what would you say is the most difficult point in the process of customizing shoes? I feel like I'm just tempted to lean on coming up with a good design first and then knowing what to do when something goes wrong. Because on every single pair of shoes you make, something is going to go wrong. Whether it's you're not able to make the right color, whether it's you got paint on an area that you didn't intend to, you just need to be able to pivot at any point during the process. That's what I would say. Yummy Speaks here says, what's the best shoe to start doing customs? Should I buy fake Air Force Ones or Dunks from China in bulk to practice? So the bad part about buying replicas is that they use an even, not all of them, but for the most part, they're going to have an even lesser quality leather, and the leather on Nike Air Forces already isn't anything special. So the leather will paint slightly differently. A lot of times the shape can be pretty bad, so it's not like you can necessarily post them without people noticing that they're replicas, which isn't a good look in general. So the best shoe to start doing customs, I mean, truly just, I would probably try to find used shoes if possible, you know what I mean, at thrift stores or whatnot. Or something that I always say is just buy an Air Force One, paint it, do your content, strip all the paint off and paint it again. That's what I would say. So if you buy one pair of shoes, you can get many, many different designs out of it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel is a good thing to do. Going back to the line work question, do you think a silicone brush would be a good tool to use? Potentially. I think you just have to find like what works for you. You know what I mean? What you feel the most comfortable with. That's why I like the whole toothpick thing. Sometimes people think I'm going to be offended if they say that the toothpick doesn't work for them. I promise I'm not. I found something weird that works for me, and it happens to work for some other people as well. And it happens to also be kind of like a funny gimmick that I've told the story before, but I never really knew the toothpick thing was a thing until having a business partner. We had a studio downtown, and we had a studio where people would come and visit. And every time people would come into the studio, my partner Chris would say, check out these shoes. He painted this entire thing with a toothpick, and he would show a detailed pair of shoes. And I just kept thinking over time, man, why does he keep saying that? Like, that almost in a weird way sounds odd to me. Why is he telling people that I use this toothpick that you can get hundreds of for $1? It sounds odd to me. Whereas, you know, an art snob, you would want to hear about, oh, he uses these these $25 brushes, and he has to use a new one on every pair. Whereas this guy's using toothpicks. So what is going on? But people's faces, the reactions were always, what do you mean he used a toothpick? How could you do something like that with a toothpick? So then I realized, oh, it's kind of like that, where people are impressed because it's so different than what you might expect. So over time, we just leaned into that. And it's kind of funny. So just about finding what works for you, what style brushes, test out different ones. But I'm telling you, you can do really good stuff with these cheap value pack brushes. Whether it's from Michaels or the value pack of Angelus micro detail brushes, you could do really good stuff. Noke Custom says, do you hand paint the Jordan Wings logo or use a stencil? I found that making a stencil the exact size takes roughly the same amount of time as hand painting. Yeah, so just making sure that the stencil actually lines up isn't easy. But I definitely use a stencil because it's infinitely faster for me. Once you find like the perfect stencil and you find the right settings to cut vinyl with, you're able to pretty much just measure it up, because it is going to vary from size to size. But that's what I do. Yummy Speak says, I watch your videos and made a custom sneaker for my nephew. Inspired me to do more. Very cool. You have a very lucky nephew. You have a very, very lucky nephew. Sneaker ER, great name. I primarily do cleaning and restorations, but I have done a few customs. Definitely want to do more. Your work is awesome. I learned how to do my first one from your videos. Very cool. Very cool. The Wrecking Crew says, "What's up, man? Thanks for always responding to our comments. Keep up the content. Great work." Thank you. Thank you. Somebody sees, I see at the bottom here, give me your best Simon Cowell critique. That's funny. Mickey Art says, "I've been a tattoo artist for 20 years, specializing in portraits. A cool trick is to practice drawing a face upside down. It forces your brain to separate shapes and tonal values rather than a face." I love that trick. I actually had somebody DM me before. I want to say they might have talked about that on Ink Master. I could be wrong, or maybe they just heard it from a YouTube video or something. But what's so great about this, as you mentioned, you stop when you're doing a portrait, when you're doing realism, you end up looking at an image for so long, just staring at it, that your brain starts to whatever, just mush together with the image. That if you start looking at the image from a different perspective, even though it's the same image, that can help. It's just a pattern interruption that then if you just paint your portrait upside down, you'll just start to, it just refreshes your brain. So great, great, great tip. Love that one. Love that one. Wendy Betts here says, "Do you think that people that do just original work, myself, rather than more of the same, have a chance at making something of themselves?" Absolutely, because you have the opportunity to really develop a style that you become known for. I think that it's not going to be the same path that somebody else is going to take. It's going to be an entirely different path. And I think that this is a conversation I've had a lot with my friend Zach from It's Bald Boy Design, who does just original stuff, abstract, very different. And it's interesting because he's such an artist himself that even if somebody gave him the advice, "Hey man, it might be a good idea for you to just take on some more work and maybe test doing different things," that almost goes against, that would almost like hurt his soul to do artwork that wasn't his own like original stuff. If uh he's not a huge sports fan, whereas I've been doing like sports team theme shoes since I started, but him taking on like a Pittsburgh Pirates Jordan would be like, sacrilegious for him. It's just something that he would have no interest in doing. So it's hard to say. I think it's a different path. I do think that maybe there is a little bit more resistance in the rubber band, but it's a different rubber band in that you have a higher chance of propelling forward easier potentially. Might be a way to think about it. So it's just going to be a different path than everybody else, but still possible. But it's just going to take like a different level of, it's not right to say a different level of dedication, but you're just going to need to keep at it for long enough that it hits, you know what I mean? And test out a lot of different things. Because nowadays, even if you have incredibly good artwork, it just might not pop off as much if you're not putting it out into the world in the right way through the content and stuff. So definitely possible, though. Definitely possible. Let's see here. Can you do a tutorial on how you make and size up those Jordan 1 logos in your process? Are you talking about for the Wings logo? Let me know. Let me know. Q Custom Kick says, I have a pair of painted shoes that I painted like a year ago. I've never finished them and never applied any finish on them. Can I still finish them, or do I have to strip the paint before painting? Yeah, you can finish them. I would just wipe them down because they're dusty. But other than that, you're fine. Wendy here says, I'm trying to shoe customize to make a positive difference in the world, raffle off shoes to donate to nonprofits or families in need. Any suggestions on getting the word out for something like this? Very cool. Very kind of you to do that. Just start reaching out to nonprofits. They would love to partake in something like this, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You're going to have to actually reach out to them until you grow big enough that they start discovering you. But believe me, they would love something like that. So, just start with organizations that have a personal meaning to you, whatever those are. You know what I mean? And they're always looking for ways to, whether it's do donations, raffles, something like that. They would love that idea. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead. Do some Instagram reviews here. Let's do some Instagram reviews here. Let's see. Something I've certainly mentioned on a lot of the reviews in the past, but if you're sort of just starting out, you only have a couple posts, it's a lot harder and a lot less insightful for me to provide feedback. So believe me, it's not that I don't want to review your profile, but you, for example, would learn even more if I spent more time on somebody's profile that has just a little bit more for all of us to look at. So that's where I feel I can provide the most insight. If there's, minimal work, the best advice I'll give is continue testing out things. You know what I mean? Keep going. Just need to get more on the page. Let's see here. Let me pull up one here. Okay, here. Crazy Work Customs. Crazy Work Customs. Crazywork.customs. Okay, switch over. Okay, you guys should be able to see that. Mic's still good. So, Crazy Work Customs. Let's see what we got going on the story here. Cool pair of superhero shoes. Bio. Custom cleats and shoes. Turnaround time 4 to 6 weeks. Handmade customs. Not affiliated with any brand. All right, let's take a look at some of these. Pretty cool green glow on these. Dig the Power Ranger mask. That's dope with all the different colored lightning. Just just right away, really solid airbrushing, really solid shading. I mean, if you look at Jason's mask here, that little vignette around him, if you take a look at some of the lettering for the Matchup Nightmare, just a really solid gradient. I mean, look at the letter N, for example. It goes from pitch black to a nice vibrant red. That's pretty good for something that's only 2 inches bigger. So looks like you probably got a little bit of overspray from the stencil right up there. So that, just a little bit better taping off, and that happens. Let's see. See what else we got going. Ton of cleats you do, it looks like. Wow, cool reel showing all these off. Looks like everybody gets their own box too. Spider-Man pair is sweet. The lettering and the logo of the Spider-Man. I hope I can see another picture of those somewhere. I'm not sure. Don't think there's another picture of those on the feed, but they looked, the lettering and just the Spider-Man logo looked killer. Yeah. Oh. See if I can freeze and zoom in at the right moment, because I didn't see a picture on the feed. But nope. As soon as I zoom in, it restarts. But looks like you're staying busy, doing a lot of cleat work, so that's awesome. Solid outline right here on the character. Looks like the color's nice and vibrant, not easy to paint. You know, that sort of neon green, neon yellow, almost slime color. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Some elephant print on those Nike cleats with the Jordan logo. Darth Maul. It feels like there's already like a pretty big improvement on the page, just in terms of some of the newer stuff is looking just cleaner and smoother overall as well. I would say spending a little bit more time on the photography. Of course, I'm always going to say that one. Presenting your work in the most premium manner will go a long way for you. And then I would probably say, let's check out some of these reels. I was going to say maybe a little bit more of the process. Just some process videos showing off what you're doing. They don't want to play right away right now. Switch off the Wi-Fi. We saw that one. But yeah, clean stuff. Showing the before and after. My morbid curiosity wants to see what you do with the edit for I saw a clip from the first Power Rangers movie, so that's cool. I dig that. I'm always into this fun little stuff, because this is what sells it to fans. You know what I mean? Right away, myself, a fan of the Power Rangers movie, recognized it and said, "Oh, okay, I'm curious what'll come from this." But I mean, like, these little things right here, control the controllables. So nowadays, everything's about vertical video. So when you go in and you insert this horizontal video, naturally, it's just not as pleasing to the eye. It's hard for me to say that this is wrong or this is bad, but it's just not as pleasing to the eye when it doesn't fill the frame. You know what I mean? Um, and when you can tell that it wasn't intentionally cleaned up, where you insert another one in the background that's full frame and you blur it out and darken it. That's stuff that you guys have seen before. Ways that people will still insert, horizontal video into a vertical frame. But just those little things, try to control the controllables. And yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more about you as well. I don't really get to see any of you on your profile here from what little time I spent on there, but getting to know you a little bit more goes a long way. You know what I mean? Something that I know I've heard before. You guys have probably heard this, but people like to buy from people. So in this industry, we forget it because a lot of us at the end of the day are artists first, but we're also, you have to be a salesperson in a way, and people like to buy from people. You like to think that my artwork's just going to speak for itself and it's going to do all of the selling. But when you start to put yourself out there, you start to become a lot more relatable to people, and it goes a long way for you. So, let's see. Nerd Rage Goods. Thank you for the kind words, Dylan. I was having a really horrible mental health day wise, and that helped pull me up. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Jacob. We all go through that, man. You know what I mean? And sort of when you can just find something that's just something like this. I know that's what it is for me sometimes, just finding a YouTuber that I enjoy listening to, throwing on a stream in the background. It's funny, watching people live on YouTube is one of my favorite things to do in the background. So one of my favorite niches of YouTube is movie reviews. And so I love just watching, throwing on a stream of people in the background doing rankings of movies and whatnot. You know what I mean? Ranking the Star Wars movies, or right now ranking all of the Fast and the Furious movies since a new one just came out. But yeah, you know, sometimes when you're going through it, just having something on in the background that's comfortable for you goes a long way. So glad to be of any help, man. Glad to be of any help. Uh, let's see here. Airhead HTX, thank you so much sending in a super chat. Really, really appreciate you supporting the channel like that. Goes a long way. Always goes right back into the channel, continuing to put out the best content possible for you guys. So I would be more than glad to check out your page. Let me know if it's the same handle as what you have here on Instagram. So is your Instagram just at Airhead HTX? Let me know and we will get that checked out. I also see you said, I agree, had a picture of my logo for a long time. And the moment I changed that to a picture of myself, the followers and customers started coming. Very cool. I have long thought about changing my Instagram picture. Right now, it's just sort of our baby blue color with the logo that I have here on the box. And I've thought about changing it because it's not that baby blue with the icon on YouTube. It's a picture of me on YouTube for the little icon, but on Instagram it's still that. But I've considered changing it, but I know that the baby blue is a unique enough color that I think it kind of stands out for Instagram stories and things like that, which are pretty prevalent on Instagram. So let's see here. Said yes, it is. Okay, let's check out your page here. Airhead HTX. Totally unrelated, super random, but I just saw it. There is I'm not much of a soda drinker myself, but I saw, where did I maybe see it on TikTok or something? I don't know where I would have seen it. Maybe Twitter, but I told my wife as soon as I saw it, I have to try this. I saw watermelon flavored Mountain Dew somewhere. Googled it, tried to see where do you even find something like this, and it was at Jewel. So went to a Jewel nearby me, and um, they had watermelon Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew was my favorite drink as a kid, probably along with Dr. Pepper. Watermelon Mountain Dew rocked my world, man. Whoo-wee, was that good. And the can design for Mountain Dew watermelon is killer too. So if you're a Mountain Dew drinker and you like watermelon, give that a shot. They had like 10 different flavors of Mountain Dew. I'm like, man, I must have been out of the soda game for a long time. I probably haven't been down a soda aisle in many years that I somehow missed this. But there was like a summer breeze flavor, and I know Taco Bell has some of the different flavor ones. Sometimes your Baja Blast, your dark or black. There's a dark flavor. I don't know what that one's called. But anyways, this watermelon flavor, out of this world. But let's go ahead and check out Airhead HTX page. Now over, let me switch over here. My phone. Okay, so David Sotelo, sponsored by Holly and Tech. That's an electronics company. Kicks Case. Oh, sweet. Duffel bags for sneakers. Houston sneakerhead YouTuber. Let's see what we got going on in the stories. Okay. So you have your own videography company, huh? That's pretty cool, man. Big Houston sports fan as well. Just getting a feel for the page. So do you have your own website reselling? Discord, Tube, Pidids. Is that what okay. Very cool, David. Yeah, I'm just checking out more of the page. These lost and found ones are killer, man. I got lucky to get a pair. I want to say, do we got a transition coming up? Let's see. You're going to put on a Spider-Man costume? What's it going to be? What's coming? I wish I had audio. Okay, it goes to a comic book filter. Yeah, these are so dope, the Into the Spider-Verse pair. This is a cool reel. Oh, this is sick. Oh, hold the phone. We got to watch that again. Is this a filter? This... David, you got to let me know how you did. This is insane. Holding your phone up to the box, but seeing what's inside the box. I want to do that immediately. That's a green screen. This one, let me know, David, or let me know if I know the chat's a little delayed. So this one I'm looking at right here. Let me know if this is a green screen. This is, holy smokes, this is killer. I need to know if this is a filter or is this just a combination of videos? Because this is genius. I could think of, if I wouldn't think of using a green screen, how you could stack the videos and mask out the box. If you had to do this, I guess the old school way of stacking videos on top of one another. But damn, is this cool! I want to do this immediately with a pair. I gotta find the right theme to do this one with. But that is sweet. Oh, okay, so that's not your first time doing it. You make the phone green screen, film 2 videos. Yeah. I was just curious, like, is there a new filter or something that I missed? Where it's like super easy to do now. Yes, the phone with the Spider-Verse, it is a green screen. I took a picture of shoes, open box, and recorded it with my cell phone, had a green screen. Okay. So the phone, as you're filming from overhead, is a green screen. And then it's just a picture of the shoes right there. Damn, that's good. And it looks like you do it a bunch because it obviously works for you. Okay, I can kind of tell in this one a smidge more because this one, the bottom of the box doesn't line up with where it would be in the video. It obviously still works, but in some of those other ones, I think it does. Whereas this one, yeah, you can kind of picture it lining up with the box a lot better. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Keep watching. Let me take in a secret. Putting in the footwork is going to be your best friend. We're going to really make the effort. Actually standing in line, and I promise you, you'll guarantee yourself some pairs. For sure. I miss 16 Yellow Thunder 4s. Just talking about the way to do it. Everybody wants to know the shortcut for getting more shoes, or for getting all the releases. So yeah, really cool. I mean, you're testing out a ton of reels, man. Going heavy on the reels content, so that's awesome. Showing some of your other your fitteds collection up here. That's real cool. Wanted. Thank you. Oh, so that's that a store? Yeah. So really cool stuff. What was I just mentioning? You're talking about actually putting in the work on making connections so that you could actually get releases. It is insane because I remember I first got into shoes probably in like 2010, so 13 years or so ago. And this was before you reserved shoes online, in apps, anything like that. So we actually would camp out overnight, and I miss those days. Whereas nowadays, most of the stuff you're buying with apps and whatnot. So totally can relate to that. That the best way to do things like that is making connections. Let me take a moment here. We are going to catch up on some super chats. Thank you so much, David. Airhead, HTX. Really cool also that you tune in. And I didn't see any custom shoes yourself on your page, but thank you for tuning in on my page. That's so custom shoe heavy. But hey, we're still all a part of the sneaker community, and it looks like you're doing some really cool stuff, man. Staying super busy. So love to hear that business is booming for you, man. Hear from my man Neeks Custom Sneaks with a huge bomb of a super chat. Thank you, man. Really appreciate you supporting the page like that. Just a long time supporter. Neeks Custom Sneaks. He's got a pretty cool pair coming up on an episode of Reviewing Your Custom. So you guys are gonna see his name on the YouTube channel here in the not too distant future. So I'm excited. I won't let anybody know what your pair is specifically, man. But you guys are gonna dig those. You guys are gonna dig those. Jonathan Ramos with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Lets me know his Instagram handle. I will definitely check out your page. Another huge super chat. I truly appreciate you guys supporting the page like that, man. Means a lot. We continue to invest in YouTube, putting out the best content possible. All the gear that we have. I mean, sometimes I feel like with all the gear I have, for somebody who has no background in videography, cameras in general, I'm amazed at how much stuff it feels like I have that if custom shoes ever failed, I feel like, man, just hire me for your next wedding, or I'm taking pictures of babies, I'm shooting weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever. I have all the stuff needed for all the stuff we do here on YouTube. So Airhead HTX says, I'm mainly doing lots of reels and reselling from time to time. Very cool, man. Very cool. Patrick Willis says, why not change your logo to incorporate your face? I'm not really a fan of logos. I definitely know what you're talking about, but I think a logo should be something simple. You know what I mean? Something simple and clean and that represents the business and the brand. And I think the brand and the business is more than just me. It's more than just my face. At least that's what the vision I have for it in my head. So Lyndon's Customs would love for you to review. Absolutely. So that is, I believe, South American currency. I'm not sure what the name of the currency is, ZAR. So I'm not sure what it stands for, but thank you so much for supporting the page like that, man. Would be glad to. We're definitely going to catch up on those here soon. Miki Arts with another super chat as well with the little, I believe that's a super sticker. Number one fan. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Carlos the Masterpiece says we taught Dillon something. I love it. I'm excited to. I'm for sure going to head over back to Airhead HTX's page and check out some of his reels. I'll be sure to download some of those and see for inspiration to have on my desktop to for reels ideas. I'm for sure. Don't be surprised. I'll be sure to tag you. But when you see me do that, I'm definitely going to be doing that one soon enough. Let's see here. South African Ranzar. Okay, cool. Thank you. See, learn something new every day. Now I know. Do you feel like custom shoes have been dying out lately from Nelly's Customs? I think that custom shoes in general are always going to go through waves, just like any business. There's going to be peaks and valleys. Life is like a roller coaster. So in a way, it does feel like potentially we're probably not far off from your next big trend of something. Whereas a couple years ago, everybody was, or 2019, 18, 19 would have been, everybody was doing hydro dipping. And then we have trends where everybody's doing dyeing of shoes, the coffee dyeing and things like that. And 10 years ago, everybody was doing Galaxy shoes and South Beach shoes. So it totally feels like we're probably not far off. We're due for the next big shift or trend, something like that. There's also, with everything going on in the world, simple things like inflation and whatnot, custom shoes being a luxury item, is there potentially going to be less disposable income for something like that? Sure. Um, but custom shoes dying, no, because there's always going to be the thing that I know will always be there for custom shoes, even as we continue to grow. Even as we continue to grow with all of the AI stuff, there's still always going to be a human element that is just so hard to replicate or replace. And so, I mean, just for example, something that's coming to mind is, let's say you're doing whether it's a sports team shoe or something like a Ninja Turtles themed shoe. Even though I could go on to Mid Journey right now and have it come up with 20 different Ninja Turtles themed shoes for me to draw inspiration from, there's still going to be this human touch and this human element of creating a hand painted piece that still can't replicate. You know what I mean? And even as new stuff comes out there where maybe there's a company that lets you drum up your own design on they develop a software where you can upload images. I mean, this type of stuff is already out there, but a company develops a software where you can upload images onto. Whoa, you scared me, buddy. Holy smokes, you got me. Careful, watch this yellow cord. You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Show everybody that you scared me. Come here. Come say hi. You gonna be shy now? You got me good, man. Come here. Oh, look at the camera. Look at the camera and wave. Show everybody snowman now. That's Dexter's little snowman. Yeah.
He got dirty.
He got dirty? What did he get on there?
I don't know, pizza.
He got pizza sauce on him? Ah, poor snowman. Now we have to wash him again. That's too funny. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming by, buddy, to say hi. See yourself on camera? Pretty cool, huh? You going outside? What are you going to do? All right, mommy's calling you. Love you, buddy. Thanks for coming to say hi. Watch that yellow cable, okay? Let's see. So there's always as even if a company were to develop a software where, like I said, you could upload images and get them printed onto a shoe like an Air Force, there's still just going to be this designer component that AI just can't replace. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be fans of things like Ninja Turtles, for example, that want an artist to make something one of one for them. You know what I mean? So it's just it's a trends thing. There's always going to be trends and stuff like that. So I need to get my charger for my laptop real quick. So just putting on some music, my waiting screen music, so you guys don't have to hear me just running around to get my charger plugged in. So I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, we're back in business. So yeah, interesting question, because a similar question could have been asked. You could almost say something like this every couple years within this space. You know what I mean? It's something that goes through trends and whatnot. So Let's see. Designer fabric and rope laces. Yeah, I mean, look at a few years ago when you know LV Air Forces on the swoosh and toe box was everywhere in every color imaginable. When you learn how to do that real style, you got to do a tutorial for sure. I've been wanting to do yeah, more just kind of video tutorials on making videos of custom shoes for sure. Airhead HCX with another super chat. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for the review. Algorithm brought me here, so that's super cool. I started YouTube October 22nd, and I'm almost at 1K subscribers. Doing nice. A lost and found giveaway at 1K subs. Leaving the wedding industry for sneakers. Very cool, man. Good for you. 1K subs. That is huge, man. That is... Picture yourself as somebody who's done weddings. Picture yourself at a wedding with 1,000 people. Now, that would be a ginormous wedding. I don't know if you've ever shot a wedding with 1,000 people. I've never been to one with 1,000 people. That would be insane. But imagine giving the best man speech in front of 1,000 people. How crazy that would be to do. That's insane. Now, that's how many subscribers you're almost at. So sometimes when you think of it like that, I remember I heard that when we might have hit 500 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, and it being presented to me like that was insane. And I know they compared it to, it's almost like when you're in high school and you have to take like a speech class or whatever, and you have to get up in front of everybody. Helps with public speaking, but you have to give a speech in front of 20, 30 people, whatever, and that feels nerve-wracking. Now, picture you're in front of 500 people, or in your case, almost 1,000 people. So awesome for you, man. 1,000K or 1K subscribers, just huge. That's celebrate every milestone, man. That's what I still do and did for YouTube. It's awesome, man. It's a great feeling for sure. Mickey Arts with another super chat as well. Thank you so much. I know it's not custom sneakers, but it would mean the world to me if you took a look at my tattoo work. Absolutely. I would love to. Let me know, Mickey Arts, is that your Instagram handle as well? And then I will get that checked out for sure. When will you close the submissions for reviewing shoes? I don't know if you're talking about to be on reviewing your customs or today here for Instagrams. But I need to get to some of these super chats and start taking a look at some of these Instagrams here. Let's see. Scroll back up. Nico, let me know, because it looks like on your super chat you didn't submit your name. Let me know if you want me to review your page, or if you just sent in a super chat to support the page. More than glad to review your page. If you didn't want it, if you don't want me to review your page or whatever, I know you have your pair that's going to be on reviewing your customs. So I don't know if you want me to wait. You let me know, okay? I'm going to go to, as you let me know, I'm going to go to JAR Customs next, and then follow up with me, Nico. Let's see here. JAR Customs. Okay, switch over. JAR Customs. Okay, clean, simple logo. Bio says handcrafted custom sneakers. DM for all pricing and info. Expressions for the soul. So great bio, clean, simple logo. Love having a slogan like expressions for the soul. Got your name on the tongue tag of this Starry Night pair of Air Maxes with the drip on there. Really clean color blocking along with the little Starry Night. Dig that. Those are clean. The laces, dig those. Oh, and this is cool. I love getting to see the design process beforehand. So this right here, I think this is a good example of this. All of this right here should probably be turned into a reel. I think that's just what's working best on Instagram nowadays. So letting people see the design, the inspiration, your little mock-up here, and then seeing how you brought it to life. So what I would like to see in the reel is seeing your 2D mock-up, seeing a little bit of the painting process, and then seeing the final reveal here of the shoes. I think that would work really well and bring people on, let them see some of how you do all that. So it's cool here on this one how it's a carousel with multiple posts where you get to see the mock-up and then you get to see the finished shoes. Let's take a look at some other pairs of these cleats. Yeah, Spider-Man and Venom. Clean. Great design. How they're just reversed. On the Spider-Man, you have the red and black webbing. On the Venom, you have the black and white, along with where the character placement is, logos on the tongue tags. Really clean design on the Spider-Man versus Venom theme. Look at that. Let's zoom all the way in so you guys can appreciate those details. That is sick. Look at this. This is killer. You do some dope galaxy work. Yeah, that's clean. Dig that. Frieza, Majin Buu, and Cell. Sick. Sick. Your galaxy work is dope. Galaxy work is dope. So this is a mother-daughter Japanese pair. Look at that. You get to see the smaller youth size along with the mom's pair. It's cool. It's cool. I dig these. So right here, you guys can sort of see that I'm going to call it a glow, more specifically around the bigger pair, the women's pair. And this happens when you shoot in direct sunlight. So something like this, you're better off. I'm always a fan of shooting in grass, but you're better off if you can find a spot where there's shade, or just a day where there's a little bit less harsh direct sunlight. If it's just a nice cloudy day, cloudy days are usually the best days to shoot. So that is what I would recommend for some of your photos. But yeah, I would say let's try to see a little bit more of the process of you making a pair. This is cool. Look at the reaction of your client here. You can tell she's stoked. Yeah, this stuff never gets old. Just seeing people's reaction to shoes that you make them, love it. As always, shooting in vertical so that it fills the frame goes a long way. Control the controllables, you know? But I like this, how you let people see the design mock-up and then see the shoe brought to life. But now I think this could all be one video where you show that mock-up, show just a little bit of the painting process, and then the final reveal. It looks like you do that a lot. You show your mock-ups and then the reveal. Include a little bit of that painting process in there. Make that all into one video, and that'll go a long way for you. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Okay, let's check out Lyndon's Customs. Lyndon's Customs. Custom sneakers in Cape Town, South Africa. Posting the reel to Instagram stories. In case you guys didn't know this hack, great idea to post your reels to Instagram stories, because for anybody who views this right now, even if the reel's longer than 15 seconds, this still counts as a view. So just a little hack to get more views on your reels. You're hosting a shoe painting workshop. Very cool, man. Look at these. Clean. Great burnt effect. Clean. Everything turned out smooth on those, man. All right, let's see. So this was the reel that was posted. Some cool filters showing a little bit of the stencils, a little bit of you. Everything's short, fast-paced, and moving. This is a great reel. No clips on the screen for more than 2 to 3 seconds. And then the shots at the end. That's a perfect reel right there. Great job. Great job. Oh, is this one of the workshops? That's awesome. Looks like everybody's having a good time. Look at that. All smiles. Very cool, man. Good for you. Great feeling to be able to host a workshop like that. Stencil tricks. I wish I could hear it. The Maker 3. So you talk about the vinyl you use. And what's cool is these types of videos can perform well even for people that aren't in this, super incredibly specific niche. Sometimes it's just satisfying for somebody who is just scrolling on Instagram and then sees something like this. Because here comes the payoff. You know what I mean? Here's what we've waited for, and you get to see how clean this turns out. So far, so good. So far, so good. Yep. Turned out clean. Great job, man. Oh, these are awesome. Got the names on the back, the super clean stencils of the dogs themselves, and then just that huge burst of color behind them. That DBZ pair is not loading right now. Some of the reels aren't loading for me for some reason. Oh, that's clever. I like this. The made them rather than got them. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. I've wanted to do create them like that, but create is so much longer. Like got em is perfect because it's 3 letters for got and 2 for M. Made em is 4 letters. Works. Create being 6 letters. CREAT. Yeah, had to think about that one. But it's a lot harder to fit. But I've wanted to create that as a graphic. Some Chunky Dunky Vans. Those red Supreme ones are sick too. But yeah, this is awesome, man. Everything's fast-paced and moving. That's what works. You know what I mean? Short and sweet and to the point. And it makes you want to keep watching because you want to see how it turns out. The pain of weeding a cement print stencil. Not everyone understands that pain. Sick. So you're showing how you get your images on shoes, tracing it on your masking tape. And then you cut it out. Yep. See, even people that aren't interested in doing the craft can still watch this and enjoy it. Because the results are worth it. Being able to see this is cool. Great tips, man. Great tips. You've got an awesome page. You're doing a lot of stuff. And you're up to 2,700 followers. That's huge. I mean, you're doing everything that we've talked about so far. You're showing yourself. you're going heavy on your Instagram reels. Your Instagram reels are well paced. They move quickly, which is what you need to do for attention span nowadays. And you're getting solid views on them as well, man. Doing lots of different tips and tricks. So you're just testing a lot of different things. And yeah, I'm a big fan of your page, dude. You're crushing it. I wanted to just click on a reel that was super high performing for you. This one had a ton of views on it. And you could see why. It's just easy for anybody to watch. You know what I mean, man? Just satisfying to see that product being made. But love that you incorporate yourself into a lot of the videos, and sky's the limit for you, man. Sky's the limit for you. Great page. Great page. Thanks for letting me check it out. Thanks for letting me check it out. Patrick Willis here says, creating content out of my process is definitely a tedious part of the process. For sure, man. It's about, I totally agree with you. Now it's about how can you make that easier for you. You just have to find the rhythm of what works for you, in almost creating templates for yourself. So I made this reel with the last pair that I made, knowing I'm going to have a similar amount of content on my next project. How can I take that template that I used for a previous project and implement that again? So that's something that I definitely try to do. I mean, just for example, try to pull it up real quick. I was working on some Instagram reels earlier, and I was using some of these. So just on my page real quick, switch over. I have this reels style that I've done maybe on probably 4 or 5 projects now, where I put some text on the screen and it just says like what phase I'm in or what I'm doing, what part of the shoe I'm working on. Let me see if it's this one. Okay, so it's not this one. It might be this one. Yeah, text on the screen where I say I'm painting the sand panels. Now I'm airbrushing texture, splatter time. And the way that this text is animated and how long these cuts are, I know I can use this on a future project. So I use that same template on one of these 90s pairs. Let's see which one. I think on this one. So it says sock liner and tongues. Painting the grid panel. But you could just see all of these cuts are a similar length, and then I go to this little animation with the text, and now I know I can use that on future projects. I did that on this Tiffany themed shoe as well. I believe it's this one. Yeah. So you see all of that text is the exact same, and I'm just changing the wording based off of what I'm working on. But this style reel performs well for me. You know what I mean? So just finding templates basically that you can reuse will go a real long way for you. Lyndon's Customs with another super chat. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. I think this stream is pretty crazy. This is definitely, this has to be the most we've ever seen in terms of super chats and donations. So I can't say thank you guys enough. Like I said, it goes right back into the channel, making sure that we can continue to put out great content for you guys. So thank you. Really, really appreciate that. My man Jay says, hi, everyone. Got here super late. Just saying hello. I'm off to see The Little Mermaid. Hope you enjoy it, man. Hope you enjoy it. Hope it's good. So far, so far, it's a new movie. It's a new Disney movie. So you're of course going to hear mixed things. But for the most part, I feel like I've heard good things about it from what I've seen on Twitter this week. Trust Nyamabi says, I am about to post my first post on Instagram. What would you recommend me to post first? I would recommend posting what your page is going to be about, getting to know a little bit more about you, And that's what I would make the first post about. So even if it's just a picture of you talking about what your hobbies are, what you plan to be doing with the page, and letting people that find your page get to know you a little bit more. Royalty Custom Sneakers. Hey, Dylan, just got here. How was the course? Thank you so much for asking, man. The course went great. I feel like I'm still recovering from it a week later. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream, so showed some pictures as well from it, showed off some of the pairs that were made. But thank you for asking, man. It went great. I feel my goal would be to say this about every one, but to me, it feels like it was the best one yet. It feels like I feel my goal is that every pair of shoes I create is better than the last. I want to grow as an artist with every single pair. So I'm going to continue to bring that over to the course as well. I want every single course I do to be better than the last, because now I'm going to have more experience with every single one. I want to be able to grow as a leader, as a teacher, as a host with every single one. So yeah, I think that I want to confidently say that my goal is to make every single one better than the last. So for anybody who is interested in attending the DCF Experience, we are going to be hosting our 5th one the weekend of August 11th and 12th. August 11th, 12th, and the 13th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, here in Chicago. So we're about 2.5 months away from that one. So you can sign up. First link in the description there. And yeah, it's coming up quick, and we're excited to already be diving into the next one. We wanted to make sure with some of the ones in the past, there's been a bigger gap because we've been waiting to have the content and video and all that. But I know that when people see the last one, that makes people want to say, okay, cool, I'm ready to, I'm ready to dive in. So we wanted to make sure that with this last one, we were already settled on our next dates. And hopefully that's something that we can do moving forward. So August 11th, 12th, and 13th here in Chicago, a perfect wrap up to summer. You know what I mean? Right before everybody goes back to school and things like that. So we are super excited. Super excited about that. Jacob from Nerd Rage Good says, "'Cause you cute AF." Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that, Jacob. I cannot wait to show off your Ninja Turtles pair. Jacob was who I showed in the beginning of the stream, guys, and he had. Let's pull it up one more time. Let's show off. Let's show off Jacob's pair here, because you guys are going to. These are going to be killer. So here's a quick look at them. Let's get this. Let's make this full screen. La da da da. Stretch this out. Okay, there we go. OBS screen. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Can I zoom in a little bit? Oh yeah, let's get in there. Show those cheesy details. Literally dripping from the that I Stay panel, and the characters were really starting to come to life. The print on the mudguard panel looks killer up close, and the sewer on the back heel tab. Yeah, this is like a knock your socks off pair. Once these are done, you guys, people are gonna go crazy when they see those. Jacob, I am super excited to see those come to life, man, for sure. Okay. Baby Netta here with the super chat with a hamburger super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's almost dinner time, so I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, we've got a couple more Instagrams here to check out, and then my man Greg from GQB Custom Kick says, "What's up, DM'd you my Freddie Jordan 1 progress." Let's check those out real quick. Show those off in here. And then I know I've got a couple more Instagrams to check out. Let's see. iPhone. So playing around with the liquid latex again. Now you did it on a pair of Air Forces. They were Air Forces that you did last time, right? So now Jordan 1 high or Jordan 1 mid, you've got a little bit more room to work with. It's gonna be dope, man. It always looks fun in these early stages once you lay on that liquid latex and that skin starts to come to life, man. Looking good. Looking good. I'm excited to see him, Greg. Already laid in the some of the stripe pattern there where the laces go through. These are gonna be dope, man. Who are these for? I think that you told me last time they were for your brother. Who's this one for, man? Did somebody see your brother's pair and instantly say, I need one of my own? Because I wouldn't be surprised. They turned out sweet. Okay, let's see. Scroll back up. We got to do Minky Arts. And I'm going to do my buddy Nico here, just in case. I don't think he got back to me if he wanted me to do his page or not. But we'll check it out anyway. Nico, a long time supporter of the page. Okay. Yeah, here we go. These are killer. These are killer. The 90s theme. So don't want to give it away, but I'm just going to wink at these. Now let's take a look at some of the other stuff. Great gradient. Love that starburst effect stencil in the background. The huge Cindy text. Look at how many panels that stencil has to stretch around. And you did a great job, man. It has to stretch around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels plus the swoosh. That was not an easy piece of vinyl to lie down. I could tell you that much. But yeah, Nico, I mean, you do such clean work, dude. I'm always gonna be a fan. I'm always gonna be biased and love this format for an Instagram page with the 3 posts for each project. Every project gets its own row. But I mean, come on, dude. Quit playing around. This is killer Warhawk work. Killer. The rust effect around each eyelet. Stop it. Love it. Super clean stencil work. Great splatter pair here. A lot of different splatter effects. From the tiny little speckle to where you're able to get, that kind of the lines that you have right here with that X. That's always cool when that happens. Another clean gradient on this little sunset theme here. Yeah, I love the Grinch pair that you did too with the lights on the laces, man. And your photography's sick too, dude. I know that's improved a lot over the years. The time and money that you're putting into your photography and videography. But yeah, your gradients and airbrush work is no joke, dude. Really solid stuff. Let's take a look at some of the reels. Some of your reels, I know you hire a videographer sometimes, just kills it. I think you did for the Grinch pair. I might try to find that reel real quick. But yeah, just something like this. Make these photos vertical. Goes a long way. Painting yellow. Let me see if I can find that Grinch one. I think this would be the one that yeah, look at that. Coming out of the shoes. Sick transitions, dude. Ooh, that was a sick animation. Yeah, your videographer went crazy on this one. Are you posting this to YouTube as well, Nico? If not, dude, you absolutely need to. Absolutely need to. It's killer, man. Yeah, your videographer went to town, dude. Let me see. Let's see if these are getting posted to YouTube. Okay. They are. Good. Good. Oh, yeah. You're posting each thing you do to YouTube. Yep. That consistency, man. Great stuff, Nico, dude. Staying busy too, man. Yeah. I love seeing your work, dude. You're always popping up with something new. You've come a long way, so for sure, keep up the great work, Nico. My man. My man. We gotta do Minky Arts. Okay, and then after this, after these last couple super chats here, let me know, guys, if you want me to check out your page as well. I gotta call it a wrap because I gotta get out of here soon. Okay, so we got one here from HLD Custom Work. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you sending in that super chat. Baby Netta says, I can't find motivation to continue my first pair. Baby Netta, take a picture of them, send them to me, DM them to me. I'm going to check them out. Everyone in the chat's going to check them out, and we're going to give you tips and tricks. Not even tricks, but just we're going to give you motivation to continue that first pair and wrap them up. And I don't know if you're stuck because you don't know what to do next. We'll help you. The chat here will help you. You let me know. I would love to check them out. I'm not sure if, maybe you're just stuck because you don't know how to do something you're trying to do, but we'll help you. Just let me know what's going on with the pair, and we'll get you there. Trust Naya Mambe, hopefully I'm saying that right, with the super chat as well. Thanks for the tips. I'm based in Australia. Very cool. Awesome. I know Royalty Custom Kicks is based in Australia as well. So pretty insane to have multiple viewers over there. So that is very, very cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The Freddie Air Force ones were from my cousin, bro. Did you say who the next one is for, Greg? Let me know who the Jordan 1s are for. And okay, let me check out. I gotta do Minky the tattoo page. I'm excited to check out a tattoo page. Who the heck am I to review tattoos? I absolutely love tattoo art, and I'm a tattoo virgin. I still have virgin skin that's never been tattooed. It's a damn shame. One day, don't be surprised if you guys are scrolling on Instagram or YouTube and you see a cool reel of somebody making shoes and they got 2 sleeves and they're making something that looks cool. And you're like, who the heck is this? Because they're all tatted up, and you go and you check the username and it says DeJesus Custom. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. If my mom's watching, I'm probably in trouble. But don't be surprised. My videographer before, he got both sleeves. Jason, for you guys that are familiar, he ended up getting 2 sleeves. I want to say within like 3 months. It might have been like 6 months, but he just dove in right away. He was covered up, and they were both killer. One was mainly all sugar skulls because he is part Mexican and part Guatemalan. So one sleeve was like traditional Mexican sugar skulls, and then the other side, which I'm not as familiar with all of the imagery, but was for his Guatemalan side. So it had like a bird of Guatemala, what looked like I think a pyramid or some type of large sculpture similar to that, and just some other really cool Guatemalan stuff. So he had two killer sleeves. I was jealous, man. I was player hating for sure. Let me see here. Minky, I think it's Minky Arts with the Z though. Minky Arts. Okay. Switch over. I think Minky Arts said they had to leave too. It was late. Okay, so multi-award-winning tattoo artist based in the UK, sponsored by Yayo Familia and Volk Neutroteri. I wonder if those are tattoo inks. Okay. So it looks like all black and gray. Oh, and then you see the Spider-Man pair. So mostly black and gray, but certainly capable of doing color. Damn, does that Spider-Man one pop. But looks like you do a lot of everything as well. Let's see what medium this was. Been doing some speed painting portrait series. Oh, this is on Procreate. This one going to show a time lapse of it. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. This is so sick. Tattoo artists are a different breed. I swear, man. I swear. They're built different. Straight up. The type of artistry you need to have to be a tattoo artist is unreal. There's no way this is a painting. Look at the way that you could see that woman's skin, sort of the freckles on her shoulders. Bonkers. This is insane. Yeah. Tattoo artists are built different, like I said, man. I want to see all those freckles get added. It didn't even look like a painting from just the little sort of, I'm going to call it a thumbnail. But okay, then you smoothed out the skin and then you painted in all the freckles. Dude, get out of here. This is crazy. So good. Look at the shirt. Stop it. That is crazy, man. Okay, let's look at some of the tattoos, though. I don't even know where to start. They're all so sick. Look at the glows in the eyes there. Damn. And that's healed, too. So, I am not a tattoo artist by any means. I'm just somebody who loves Ink Master. Tattoos are always going to heal a little bit lighter. So, to still have this much contrast in here, look at the blacks within the mouth. That's tough. Look at this. Yeah, you're able to do anything. So it's not just all black and gray realism. This Elvis one is sick. Looks like you used to do a little bit more color work, or maybe just recently. A lot of your clients have been getting the black and gray. Look at Vader. Look at Vader. Man, look at the wrinkles in the Emperor. The cracked helmet on the Stormtrooper. Damn. Look at the mask. R.I.P. to Brandon Lee, man. This is... I could spend all day like on a tattooer's page. It's funny to me, like when people say, "Where do you get inspiration from?" Like to me, just go spend time looking at tattoos on Instagram. Look at that throat piece, dude. You canvases that are willing to get throat pieces, you're a different breed, man. To be able to sit there and get your throat. Oh God, just thinking about it. Just thinking about it. Just thinking about it. I can't. I couldn't. I couldn't, man. Is that Ripley? Mm-mm-mm. You're a beast, Minky Arts. Look at the bills. Look at Benjamin. Damn, man. Killer. Sick chest piece. Father holds his daughter's hands for a short while, but their hearts forever. Yeah, we gotta see Spider-Man though. Damn. Whew. That's clean. The tattoo versus the reference. Spot on. Spot on. Yeah, this man, oh man. Green Goblin. Look at the pumpkin bomb. Damn. Colors are so sick here. I wish I knew even more about tattoos to provide even more insight. But it's just somebody who enjoys art and enjoys tattoos. All I can say is that you're an absolute beast. This is killer. Look at that. Look at that. Get out, dude. Get out of here. This is sick. Yeah. Awesome page, Minky Arts. You're an absolute beast. You are an absolute beast. Okay, let me see. Hopefully. Barge. So somebody had a question about barge cement, or yeah, Jacob's right. Go for the all-purpose barge cement. For reviewing your customs, I'm going to be picking those early next week. So if anybody's interested in having a pair featured on reviewing your customs, still taking submissions, you can email me. I'm going to put it right here. contact@DeJesusInc.com and put in the subject line reviewing your customs. Don't have to be any, they could be any theme. It's not a themed episode. I'm going to be filming a few episodes, so we're taking on a bunch of submissions, and they just can't be a pair for a client, or they just can't be on a tight deadline, just because I'll need time for the review. So I don't want to run into an issue of I have your client's shoes and they were due at the end of May. You know what I mean? I don't want you to run into that just because you wanted to have me check out your work. I don't want to do that to you. So. I want to know if Baby Netta followed up with us so we could help her out, get through her first pair. We got to help Baby Netta. Let me see. Jacob says, I want to get my throat done. Wife may not go. You're a different breed, Jacob. You're different. How many do you have, Jacob? Dude, throat piece is next level. Next level, dude. Like, just anything near the Adam's apple. Oh man, like any throat stuff, neck stuff in horror movies, like slicing the dude. No way. I have to. That makes me look away for sure. That makes me look away. Custom Stride here says, I just got a silhouette cameo yesterday and just starting out all around. I'm importing 811 in easy PSV, but what can I use for reusable materials? Tried acetate last night, but may need a deeper blade. Yeah, so they're not really meant to be cut. A lot of those materials with a vinyl cutter, but I mean, try something like cardstock, something like that. That should be able to work on those. I just want to see if sometimes people hop in and out of the chat, but I want to see if Baby Netta followed up with us, just so everyone in the chat. I'm sure I'll speak to them privately later, whether it's so email, Instagram. You can reach out to me, Baby Netta, if you see this. But I would love to try to help get you finished with your first pair. But I think we're pretty caught up here on super chats and whatnot right now. I have a whole arm sleeve and working on my horror leg sleeve. That's sick. I'd love to check it out, Tyron. My wife tags me in horror sleeves all the time on like TikTok and Instagram. I would love to do that. I would love to do that, man. And some of the ones I see, I'm like, damn, they look so good in color. They look so good in just black and gray. I would love to. I would love to. But yes, Patrick with the great tip as well, just in case anybody isn't. Join the Discord. Would love to help out. It's just if it's not linked in the description, I think it might be, but Toothpick Gang Discord. Always people helping each other out in there. I think we have over 1,000 members in there, so that's really, really, really cool. But okay, it's about to be 6:30. I have to get heading out. I think we've been going for about 2 hours now. Just about. That is make sure caught up with all the super chats. Thank you guys so much again today. I can't say thank you guys enough for that, but I think that's going to be it for me. This was a fantastic stream. This was a lot of fun. We'll do seems like you guys like these, so maybe in 2 weeks we're going live every 2 weeks for DCF Live. Maybe we'll do another reviewing your Instagram. Seems like it's always fun for me. Seems like I'm able to provide hopefully a lot of value and insight for something like that. So we'll do another one of these in 2 weeks. Next week I have a video on abstract art. 3 weeks away from the color shifting video. This one's coming up. Somebody worked on color shifting shoes at the last DCF Experience. So I want to, I just chatted with him, asked for permission to include his pair in the video. And he shot some additional footage showing some of the color shifting that I want to have in the video, because what I think will be cool about color shifting, something that I told him admittedly I haven't seen enough of, is most of the time when you see color shifting shoes, you see simple color blocking like this. Nothing really too intricate in terms of the design. And I know you've seen maybe a color shifting pair of LV Air Forces, but even doing more with that. And so he did a really cool floral pair with some stencils that I think will be really cool. That's something that hopefully we'll see the next evolution of with color shifting shoes, is a little bit more complexity within the design outside of color blocking, kind of like this. And this stuff is plenty cool. This is going to hit a nice wide audience, and it's just cool to see how the pigments and pearlescence work. But when you can actually start to have more intricate designs, that goes a long way. So we'll be back next Wednesday with the new video. 2 weeks from today is when our next DCF Live will be. 2.5 months away from the next DCF Experience, number 5. Check it out at the link in the description if you're interested. Any last words, Dexter? What's up, bud? You want to say bye-bye to everybody? Come here. Come here. Come wave bye. Come say have a great weekend. Come here. Come here. Don't be shy. Don't be camera shy. Come here. Okay, one more time. Let's say bye-bye.
Bye.
Say have a great weekend, everybody. Say have a great weekend. All right. Daddy's going to sign off, and I'll be right up. Okay, bud? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. And everybody get out there and just create.